Okay, folks, I got a tail wagger for you today. A few days ago, I gave my thoughts on whether Shiba was just getting started, and we spoke about how institutional money has played a much bigger role in pumping up Shiba Inu than it did in, say, Dogecoin. And building on that, at this point, 82.13% of all SHIB is reportedly controlled by the top 100 accounts. Everybody talks about inequality, but the real issue in today's society isn't inequality of wealth, but inequality of SHIB. Some are already calling for Shiba whales to pay their fair share in burned Shiba tokens. But jokes aside, you do a comparison, and Shiba Inu has 820,000 unique holders, whereas Doge, which used to be criticized as well for high concentration, has over 4 times the unique holders. One research firm called Into the Block actually found that 70% of SHIB's circulation is controlled by 8 whale accounts, and one whale holds 41%. All of these whales are presumably sitting on massive gains. And we talked about how the one pro of this early concentration is that, hey, if they want this to run a lot more, they can make that decision. All they have to do is add more capital and not pull the rug, and they're probably going to get a ton of retail traders to FOMO buy into it. And if it reaches even a fraction of peak retail adoption of Doge, then this could go on a lot higher than Doge. But the concentration is also really bad in the sense that, you know, 1 or 2 whales deciding they want to sell out and lock in profits could completely destroy the valuation. And then a day after the video, SHIB tanked, and then towards today, it started recovering again. And to be fair, for a speculative currency, this isn't that volatile, and it's had some extremely high staying power despite this volatility. And a lot of people are arguing that, hey, there's always going to be some market for dog-related currency. The Shiba breed itself has been around since like 300 BC. I mean, think about how high Shiba will be trading at if you let it have another 2,300 years. But anyways, as we approach this weekend, I want to take some time to violently address 3 things about Shiba Coin. We need to talk their burn rate, the average holding time, what and how much capital Robinhood's addition of Shiba to their trading portfolio would add numerically to the market cap if given during a period of bull sentiment. And lastly, I want to finish off with the cruel reality of who's going to make the most money with this. And the only thing that I ask in return for all of it is that you hit that ravishing like button, and also don't forget to subscribe either. And first, I want to go ahead and thank public.com/ZipTrader for sponsoring this video. Are you looking for a broker to trade stocks and cryptos like, say, Sheepcoin on? Are you also looking for a broker that doesn't sell your information to institutional traders who will then go and use that same information to trade against you? Well, I would give Public a look. They have a very unique take to trading that includes an intuitive platform and social media side where you can see what other people you follow are buying and selling and their reasoning behind it, as well as positions. It's special because it actually allows retail traders like you and I to work together and share our due diligence and hold each other accountable, because if you're going and panic selling something that you shouldn't be panic selling, hey, everybody's gonna see it. You're making your own decisions, but sharing information amongst one another helps us all become stronger. Many of the YouTubers that you follow are probably already on the app. Anyways, if you're interested, I'll go ahead and put the link below. You'll get a free stock valued up to $70 when you use it. Okay, let's start from the bottom, burn rate. So you likely already know that about 41% of Shiba Inu's total supply has already been burnt, aka coins that are no longer in circulation. This is often a touted advantage that it has over Dogecoin, which is inflationary, which means that they keep having an expanding supply. With Shiba Inu coin, the idea is that they burn coins, so if you buy one, over time you have a unit in an ever-dwindling supply. However, at the same time, it's a little bit more convoluted than that. You see, with Shiba Inu coin, the supply is so massive that in effect, it's almost like it's just unlimited supply. Approximately 1 quadrillion tokens. For example, 1 quadrillion seconds is about 32 million years. And even though some Shiba burn trackers sometimes say burning is as high as 17 million SHIB tokens an hour, that's really not that many relative to the total supply. Right now, even at elevated prices, 17 million Shiba coin is only like $1,200. In a market cap at 40 billion, 1,200 in burn value isn't gonna move the needle very much. So yes, it is deflationary in a very minuscule sense, but at this point, it's not burning nearly fast enough in order to be actually effectively deflationary. The only reason that such a huge chunk of the supply is already burnt is because they donated a ton of Shiba to Ethereum's founder, and he burned 410 trillion Shiba at that time, which was approximately burning 40% of the supply. So when you're looking at 41% burnt, you got to realize that almost all of it came from his burning. Now, obviously, if you're looking at this as a generational token that you could pass on to your offspring's offspring, maybe 300-400 years down the line, then the burn rate is fantastic. But at this rate, the burn rates don't seem to be a driving factor for this. Number 2, average holding period. The biggest driver of the staying power of assets that run up on hype is the presence of hodlers in it. whether that's AMC, GME, or Doge. And while Shiba has a growing Shiba army, Coinbase reports an average holding period of just 11 days, which indicates lower conviction and more short-term trading amongst retail traders. Now, because the biggest areas of this rally came in recent weeks, obviously, I wouldn't be surprised if these numbers start increasing as this retains value. Now, if this drops a lot, all these people that just bought in the last 10 days are going to panic sell out and the numbers are going to go down. But if this retains any level of value, people are going to be like, okay, I'm going to keep holding, and that conviction is going to grow over time and they're going to be less likely to sell. But right now it's so early stage that you don't have that many buy and holders in it, and you need a lot more buy and holders to hodl value. But I gotta say, it does seem to be trending in the right way. If you look at reports, it showed very recently that the conviction time average was 6 days. Now it's 11 days. So, hey, it is going up slowly and steadily. If this doesn't tank massively, you may be seeing a little bit more of that self-fulfilling prophecy. Now, again, this isn't a trash Shiba coin video. This is more of an analyze Shiba coin video. And I have to be fair, a lot of people are comparing Shiba's conviction time to Dogecoin's. Dogecoin's typical holding time is at 51 days right now, but you can't compare the two because obviously Shiba coin has all the momentum right now, so you have all those new momentum traders coming in and bringing down the numbers, whereas with Dogecoin, it's been relatively flat since like May, so you don't have all those short-term traders. Somebody who's buying Dogecoin when nobody else is buying it obviously is going to be much more likely to hold it than somebody who's just trying to trade off the momentum. Okay, number 3, so the big impending catalyst, at least what people are speculating on, is the addition of Shiba to Robinhood's trading platform. If Robinhood adds it, the idea is that a ton more capital is going to flow in, and thus people are buying it before that. Well, you consider that the hottest quarter for crypto trading this year saw 60% of Robinhood's net cumulative accounts trading in crypto, and 62% of crypto revenue as a whole coming specifically from Doge. Well, today net cumulative funded accounts on Robinhood equal about 22.4 million. So instead of 60% of Robinhood's accounts trading in crypto with a large majority of the revenue in that sector coming from Doge, let's go ahead and say 15% of Robinhood's current funded accounts go and buy Shiba. If 15% of Robinhood's current 22.4 million users trade Shiba coin, you're adding like 3.36 million individual accounts, nearly quadrupling the current number of holders. If each of them buys, say, an average of $250 worth, that's $840 million in added dollars. $840 million bidding all at once would likely add several multiples to the market cap, depending on how many sellers were available when it bids up prices. If its effect is at 3x, it would add 2.5 billion to the market cap. If at 10x, 8.4 billion. But if the average holder added like 500, that's when you start seeing dramatic effects. That would increase the added capital to about 1.6 billion, effect of adding 5 billion up to 16.8 billion. At 1,000, you'd get 3.3 billion in added capital with an effect of 10 to 33 billion in added market cap. Obviously, at the highest end here, Shiba gets very, very close to doubling, and that's not including all of the pre-anticipatory hype capital and all the hype capital that would come in from everywhere else if Shiba started running huge. So in the bull case, the Robinhood effect could be very, very dramatic. But in reality, this is a completely different situation, and we don't know how many Robinhood people are going to buy into Shiba. It could be substantially lower and substantially lower amounts of capital. It doesn't have to be comparable to Doge. It's also true that if Robinhood decides to add Shiba coin during a period where it's selling off, well, people are going to be less likely to buy in anyways. And if they did buy in, that capital would be met by more selling pressure from a lot of these whales. And in reality, I mean, the amount of Robinhood holders to buy Shiba Inu may be substantially lower. It may be more spread out, reducing the effect on market cap. And it could also be met with huge institutional rug pulls that basically for every single buyer, there's like 3 institutional sellers. It doesn't really matter that all this new capital is coming in because the rug pull is just so dramatic. So I mean, at the end of the day, these are the numbers that you're looking at if you have basically continued huge buying pressure like we've seen over the last week, and Robinhood adding it to their trading platform during that sort of cycle. So I'd say that Robinhood's addition is very, very bullish in terms of a pre-anticipatory catalyst, and if they actually do add it, it will add a lot of capital, but the main effects of adding that capital will only really show during a huge bull cycle for SHIB. People need to have that incentive to buy in. They need to feel like they're going to get instant returns or else they're not going to do it. So I would say there's definitely merit to the Shiba running on Robinhood edition story, but it's certainly not guaranteed, and it depends on whether there are institutional rug pulls. My conclusion, well, meme-type rallies run up based on culture and following FOMO more than anything else, and those two things change very, very quickly. What's hot now may not be hot 3-4 months from now, and especially not a year from now. and perhaps they'll be winners in upcoming cycles, but I would argue that treating these as more speculative trades or gamble plays would still be the best way to go, because then you're playing the hype instead of eating the hype and falling for the hype. Nobody should be buying this expecting it not to drop, but everybody should accept the possibility that this could go up like 500-600% more before it drops huge. So there's always that push-pull. But at the end of the day, to cap off the video, I think that the cruel reality is that while many people will make money in currencies like these and their huge pump rallies, the ones that make the most money are the whales and a few select retail traders who were able to buy in early, and ones that actually got out before everybody else said, well, we have to wait till it gets to the moon. But the vast majority of traders always end up losing. So you have to be very, very mindful of that. Those are just my 2 cents, or I should say my 200,000ths of a cent. Anyways, folks, that's it for today. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us below or join us on ZipTrader Circle. Also, if you're wondering what broker to trade these stocks on, well, we like to send new traders over to public.com/ZipTrader, and I'll go ahead and put the link below. You'll get a free stock valued up to $70 when you use that link. Anyways, have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video.